Thank you, Lord. Oh, yeah. Yes! What's going on, guys? Today is March 4th, 2024, and we are continuing the winter scouting up here in PA, which, I mean, I want to say it's spring, but up here in PA, it might as well still be winter for another month. It's so icy. Instead of driving up the mountain, you literally cannot get up there with a truck. I mean, you pretty much need a snowmobile or ice skates, basically. So instead of driving up, I'm just walking to the top of the mountain where I want to go and check it out. Like, this is a nice face of this hill. This whole face of this hill is really nice, and that goes up to a point up there. And then right up at that point, there's a nice cut. And there's always scrapes and all that in October, November. So I'm gonna get up there, maybe find some sheds. We'll see, and maybe put a camera out if I feel like it. If I find a good spot. So I'll keep you guys updated. See if we find any sheds. All right, guys, I'm almost to the top. I just want to show you what I'm kind of dealing with here. Like in these pines, underneath the leaves, it is all ice. Like I honestly, I mean, I don't know how I'm gonna make it down. I'm gonna have to stay. Like there's little patches of snow, which is nice, and on this face of this hill, there's a little bit of sun, so it's melting a little bit of the snow and ice, so it's not too bad. But then, as soon as you get over here into these pines over here, it's all that ice. Like right there, that is all ice. So yeah, that's life up here in north central PA. Pretty crazy. It's gonna be, you know, another month or so until this stuff is actually thawed out, especially in these pines. You know, it's a good probably 10 degrees cooler in there most of the time, and not a whole lot of sunlight. So but I'm almost to the top of the hill here, where there's usually some scrapes. So I'm gonna take a look around and keep an eye out for sheds. I haven't seen any yet. I mean, it's kind of tough with the little bit of snow yet, but keep my eyes peeled and keep you guys updated. Alright, guys, just like I said, I made it to the top here, and there's a nice old scrape right there. Broken branch right here. You can see that. This is, you know, it's exactly what I'm looking for, really. They are constantly up here in October, November. They love running this ridge and running this point. This whole this whole tram road. It's, you know, it's an old log road. This is a whole cut up on top. This would be this whole entire thing the way along here. They'll have scrapes torn up the whole way up and down it. So somewhere along here, I think I'm gonna put a camera. I'm gonna walk up and down a little bit and see if I see any sheds through the snow, and we'll see what happens, guys. I like this up here. This is a really good spot. Some big bucks can be running up here because of this. They like that. They like that cut a lot because they can get away real quick, and it's real steep either side. You know, it's kind of like a funnel, kind of like a natural funnel up here. So this is a good spot, just something to keep in mind. All right, guys, this one isn't as noticeable, but how I saw, you know, you can see, you know, it's tore up a little bit right here. But it's kind of hard to tell right now. But there's the broken licking branch right there. So they were definitely right here. That's another good scrape. Like I said, I'm still walking up this tram road, and there's gonna be scrapes all along here. I'm just waiting to see a shed. I mean, it'd be nice to find one, but we'll see what happens. I'm just happy I'm finding these scrapes again, and I'm gonna put a camera here somewhere, even though it's kind of not pointless, but not much going on right now this time of year in March. But gotta start somewhere, guys. Alright, guys, didn't find any sheds or anything like that. Honestly, there's not much sign up here. There's not much feed up on top of this mountain where I'm at. It's more of like what I'm thinking is more of like a rut zone for these deer. Like I said, it's like a pinch point up on this point right here. And I just think they like running this tram road that I've been on. You know, because like I said, I found 2 or 3 scrapes. I really think this is more of a rut zone. Not much for feeding and other things like that. Not for like winter time. This is more of their rut area, I think, is what I'm thinking anyway. And so I did put a camera out. Got one right here. I made a mock scrape just over there, just underneath that pine, about right there. just made a mock scrape amongst all these other actual scrapes. Maybe it might stir something up later, you know, later this year, into the summer and into the fall. So I'm gonna keep this camera here and see what we get on it. All right, so I got the camera up. I was debating on even putting it up. Like I said, it's March. You know, it's kind of a bad time of year with nothing really going on. No, you know, the bucks, most of them don't have antlers now. But I figured I'd put it out and get a head start on the summer and see what we get on it. You never know, might get some deer on it. But all in all, it was a good day of scouting. Saw some, you know, nice scrapes that I pretty much knew I'd find. But it was nice to get out here and go for a walk. You know, it's like 50, 55 degrees up here right now, and we're supposed to be getting some warmer weather. So didn't find any sheds this time, but hopefully we can find some sheds here next few weeks when it gets a little bit warmer and some more of the snow and ice disappears. So that's all. That's going to be all for this episode, guys. Stay tuned for some more, and stay tuned for some spring gobbler hunts. We'll be taking my cousins out for the youth day up here in PA, and then I will be hunting like literally every single morning. So we'll see what we get, guys. Hopefully I can fill both my tags this year. So stay tuned for that, and see you guys in the next one. What's going on, guys? It is March 11th up here in PA, and it is finally starting to feel like springtime. It's like 67 degrees up here. I saw my truck earlier, and it's just a beautiful day, and most of the snow has melted where I'm at right now. So I'm out on the e-bike, which is pretty awesome. Makes it super easy to access. But again, yeah, it's like 67, beautiful day, so I'm gonna get some scouting done. I'm planning on riding up this road, and then if I have enough daylight left, it's almost 3 o'clock already. It's gonna get dark around 7. If I have enough daylight, I'm just gonna walk the ridge out, and I've never walked that ridge out. I've never gone farther than where I'm gonna park my e-bike. So when I get up to the top, which is about 3.25 mile until I get up to the top, I'm gonna walk the ridge out and see what I see. Maybe put a camera out, depending on what I see. If I find like a good old community scrape from the fall, I'll definitely put a camera there. But just gonna take a walk and see what I see, and also I'm gonna pay attention and see if I see any turkey sign up here. I saw about 7 longbeards just up the hollow the other day, and they're gonna be in the area. So I'll keep an eye out for turkey scratching, and looking for deer sign, and maybe some sheds if I get a chance to find one. That'd be really cool. So keep you guys posted. Alright guys, so I'm on foot now. I ditched the e-bike back on the end of the main logging road, and I'm up on this top now. It's real nice up here. You know, it's kind of like a natural funnel for these deer, and you know, I'm seeing a whole bunch of sign. It's all tore up, you know, from the digging in the fall and into the winter here. I found a nice old scrape. You know, it's right there. You can see it's licking branch right here. So that's good to find. That's perfect. You know, because deer use these scrapes in, you know, these same areas every year. You know, it's pretty much the same thing. You know, they have a pattern. Boy, now I'm looking. I see a buck rub way over there. I see a buck rub. So that is fantastic. I might put a camera here, but I'm gonna keep walking out this ridge. I don't have too much farther to go really, but you know, this is a good area. You want to be in these natural funnels. So you know, this is kind of a spot where you really want to set up in these natural funnels, where these deer are going to be running, feeding, checking these scrapes. So I'm gonna definitely, I already marked a point on my Spartan Forge app, and if I don't find any better place, I'm gonna put a camera right here. So far so good, guys. And also I'm gonna keep an eye out for sheds. So keep you guys updated. All right, again, guys, I just want you to see how tore up this is. I mean, this is crazy. You know, you probably can't see as good on the video, but that is so tore up. And this whole top, like, that's all dug up. This is all dug up right here, right at my feet. Right there, it's all tore up all the way over there. I mean, you know, like I said, this is like a hub, kind of where you want to be. It's a natural funnel for these deer, and this is where they like to run, and especially in the fall and during the rut. So definitely gonna be putting a camera up here somewhere. I'm gonna keep walking out the ridge. I got a little bit more to go, and see what we see, guys. So I'll keep you updated. All right, guys. So I've been walking this deer trail here. There's some tracks and some droppings, and which aren't that old, in the melting snow, and stumbled upon a nice rub line here. What do you see? This rub, this is pretty good. Now that might be an old scrape right here. There's so much deer sign, it's unbelievable up here. It's hard to even pick where I want to put a camera. I mean, that's all dug up right there. Let's look at this. Let's look at this rub. Right there it is. I mean, look at that. Compared to my hand, that is not bad at all. You can see its tines coming all the way up there. And then there's a couple other smaller buck rubs right there. And then that one I saw up the hill a little bit. So this is a good rub line right here. This is something this buck comes back to every fall. So this is something good to mark down. And you know, potentially a good camera spot, but this is something good to mark down for another potential setup spot. You know, it's something, you know, that this buck comes back and checks occasionally and runs this ridge. For whatever reason up here, these bucks, they love the ridges up here. Like I said, it's like a natural pinch point. So these deer, they're gonna travel it. It's the easiest way to travel instead of going down over these big hills. You know, like down here, it's like a cliff basically. So I would, you know, if I was a deer, I would want to stay up here. I mean, you just got to think, you know, naturally, like where would I want to stay? And I would want to run these tops of these hills, and it's just the easiest way to go. I've been keeping an eye out for sheds. I cannot believe I can't find a shed with all this sign up here, but you know, they're tough to find sometimes. But I'm really happy about these this sign up here, especially this nice buck rub, and more of the buck rubs right here, and the one up top. So I think I'm gonna put a camera here somewhere. Not exactly sure where, but I'll show you guys where whenever I put it up. All right, guys, I found something pretty cool I wanted to share with you before I throw a camera up and make a mock scrape. This is a great area. This is where I started. I'm not too far from the bike now, but I found this old bed, which I don't know how old it is. It's hard to tell. But what you want to do is, if you have time, dig into the bed, and then you can find hairs. Hopefully you can see that. I know it might be a little bit blurry, but that right there is a deer hair that you can see, you know, which was under the snow. So I mean, you know, you kind of want to be able to determine when they're using these beds. So I mean, that's on top of the leaves that was underneath the snow. So you want to say that was probably being used, you know, after the leaves fell in you know, November and before the snowfall. So that was probably early November, because we got snow up here right in rifle season. So that was late November. So this bed was probably being used last in early November, you know, after the leaves fell. So that's just a small tidbit of what you want to be looking for. So now, you know, another thing too, before you set cameras up, you want to look kind of where you can set up. So I mean, you know, I could set up in a couple of different trees here, but I'm gonna make a mock scrape on. There's this limb right here. I'm gonna make a mock scrape right there, and put the camera somewhere on one of these trees where I can hide it a little bit. So not too bad, guys. Not a bad day of scouting. Kind of had to hustle a little bit because it's gonna be getting dark here within the next hour, and I got a 3 3/4 mile bike ride out of here. So, all right, guys. So I got my camera. It's just a regular old-fashioned SD card camera, Moultrie. And then the only reason I put a cell cam here is because it's pretty easy to get to. Like I said, I rode my bike the whole way in here, and it's only a couple hundred yards off that main tram road that I rode in. And then here's my mock scrape right there. Sprayed some urine in it. Sprayed some scent on the licking branches there. And you know, we'll check this in, I don't know, maybe a month or so when I get back in here, and we'll see how it is, guys. I always like to look. I always like to get right here and make sure that it's facing the right way. So it's on that tree right there, and it looks good to me. And I'm just gonna double check that it's on and taking pictures, and I'm getting out of here, guys. So like I said, we'll still be out here scouting here in the spring. I got spring gobbler coming up, so keep an eye on that. We've got about a month and a half yet till the youth day up here in PA. So I'll be up here listening for gobblers too tomorrow morning, and I'll keep you guys updated. Should be able to hear some gobblers tomorrow morning. It's really, really warm, especially for March. Hopefully it doesn't screw some stuff up here in May, but still should be good. So we'll keep you guys updated, and see you guys in the next one. All right, guys, it is March 13th, and it's another beautiful early spring day up here in PA. Gonna be about 60 or so, and today I'm gonna be in an area where I've literally never been. I mean, very close to where I normally am, but I've just never been on this side of the mountain. And I would normally drive up this, you know, in my truck, but there's still some icy spots here and there on these gravel roads, and figure instead of risking it with my truck, I'll just ride my e-bike back here. So there's three different spots that I've picked out on my Spartan Forge app, just looking on my computer, that I'm gonna go check out. So I'm gonna go check them out, maybe put a camera out or two and see what happens. I mean, I might not see anything, which I'll be surprised if I don't see any deer sign, or I know there's turkeys in here for sure. So we'll see what happens, guys, and should be a good day though in the woods. I'll keep you guys posted and see what kind of sign we see. All right, guys, so I ditched the e-bike, and it's already looking good in here already. I'm kind of walking down this drainage to a spot where it's kind of like a bench on the hillside. I want to get down there. It looks like a potential good spot, but I'm up here in this old cut, and there's several of these old cuts up here that I'm kind of in between, and they're older, like 2014, 2018, so they're a little bit older, but this is all tore up. You know, there's deer digging right there, deer droppings. Maybe looks like a scrape that doesn't actually look that old. Maybe from the fall, you know, a little bit older, and I think. But yeah, definitely scrape. See, it's licking branch right here. I don't want to touch it, but definitely some good sign. Definitely some good sign. Here's a nice rub. That's definitely from the fall. That's a real good rub. See some of the droppings right there from the bark, and then, you know, you see how it's on top of the leaves right here. That's a good point. So basically, since those are on top of the leaves, that just tells me that he did this later in the fall, after the leaves fell, and then the snow covered it, and it's still laying on top of the leaves. So he probably did that in late October or so. So, you know, it's just these little bits of information that are good to know. And I don't know, this is a good area. It's super thick in here though, because obviously it's an old cut. But deer love this because they know that they know they're pretty safe in here. So keep on chugging along, guys. All right, guys. So I ended up putting a camera out. Again, just a regular SD card camera. Didn't put a cell cam down here. It's pretty easy to come down here and check it. So you know, this is amongst, you know, it's kind of an open area. Not too bad. I mean, I could set up, you know, I could set up in that tree or anywhere really. I mean, it's so thick I could actually really just set up on the ground, to be honest with you. But this is amongst like a lot of feeding, a lot of buck rubs up the hill a little bit, and it's down a drainage, so it'd be nice, you know, my thermals and the wind mostly be pulling down, and which would be great. I actually also found a nice deer trail coming down out of this thick, so that's going to be super helpful. You know, deer are going to be coming in and out of that. So I'm pretty excited about this spot. Like I said, this is an area that I've never been in. I mean, I've driven by it 1,000 times, but I've never actually been in it. So same thing, set my camera up, and I made another mock scrape, which it's not really a mock scrape. I just freshened up a old scrape from the fall. I actually broke that limb to entice them a little bit more, but there's the scrape. So yeah, I just freshened it up, and we'll see what we get on. I'll check it, you know, maybe in a month I'll be come back in here and check this thing out. So pretty hopeful, guys. I'm gonna get back on the e-bike here shortly once I get back up there and just cruise around and see what else I see. There's 2 more spots that I could check out, but I might wait and wait for another day. It's getting a little bit late already, but it's a beautiful day, so keep on trucking along, guys.